Hi all. It's been a while since I've jumped on and done a bit of a video update, so just thought I'd jump on and say hi. And there's a reason for that. It's because over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have just been feeling like shit, basically. Well, not consistently. Well, yeah, consistently, but just not all the time, but just up and down, up and down. And I've just had to ride that wave a little bit. So I still look a little bit tired and a little bit drawn out. And that's just a part of the process. You're not going to look vibrant and fresh and exuberant throughout this whole process. That's just a part of it, right? You have to just and ride the wave a little bit. And that's one thing is I'm not doing this fast to look good. I'm doing it to heal myself. It's all about here. It's all about my inner system. And then what happens on the outside will be a direct reflection of what is happening on my inside. So I have a lot of people coming up to me saying, "Oh, you look so tired, Renee. You look unwell. Are you sure this fast is safe?" And that's just a part of the process. You're going to get this negativity coming up as well. And that's something that I'm having to deal with, embrace myself with. But I just have to remember what my ultimate goal here is and keep my eyes focused on that path. So, yes, you've probably seen a couple of my posts where I've spoken about having these detox symptoms on and off and just feeling a little bit up and down. And yeah, I have. I have just felt really, at some points, I've even had doubts of whether or not I should stop because I was feeling just completely down and out, really weak, tired, and brain fog. But I am definitely coming out of that now, and I'm starting to feel just absolutely amazing again. So that's the thing. It's just trusting the process and understanding that you're not going to feel great all the time, and you are going to have these doubts through the process. And that's where we tend to kind of jump off the bandwagon and maybe break the fast. But I was really determined to stick to it, and I managed to do that. I used the tools and the protocol, which was having the green juices for 1 or 2, no, it was 2 days. And that did help. It stepped it back for me a little bit in terms of just taking the full protocol and just slow down the detox process. And then when I jumped back on the protocol, I even had a day where I felt even worse. And then I just started to feel better, and I'm starting to feel way more vibrant, way more energetic, and just heaps stronger. And so, yeah, that's just wanted to share that experience with you. Uh, and I just wanted to outline also is that this fast is definitely not for everyone, right? So you have to be in this mindset where it's a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix. If you're looking for a quick fix, this is not for you. Uh, Go and look at some other method because it's more of a commitment to yourself for changing your lifestyle in the long term, and that's something that I was really seeking. And I go back to my why. I did a video. Did I do a video? I think it was a video or a post about my why, and really just being super clear in your mind what you're trying to achieve with this fast. Are you just looking for a quick fix, or are you looking for that deeper level of healing where you're going to transform yourself? It's not a change, it's a transformation, because there's a difference between change and transformation, right? So think about, you could change something, change your diet slightly, for example, but you're still not going to get the ultimate deep healing. So you could maybe cut something out of your diet by changing your diet, but you're not transforming it completely. So, and that's one thing, I just go back to is like change versus transformation. What are you looking for? Just a slight change, a quick fix? Well, yeah, I don't think this is for you. I really don't. And this is just learnings that I'm coming through and realizations as I'm going through this fasting process. Should I think that everyone should do this fast? Yes. In a perfect world, I would love to see everyone completely healed, completely healthy, and just in love with themselves. But do I think everyone's ready to do this fast? No, I don't. And this is just me being brutally honest. And I think it would be unfair for me to say that everyone can do it. I think there's levels that are definitely achievable for people if they want to explore it. But if you really want to commit to it, You really need to just make that commitment to yourself that this is the way that I'm living now. Are you ready to give up all of the things that made you sick? Are you ready to give up alcohol? Are you ready to give up whatever other destructive, self-destructive behaviors that you do that you might justify, like smoking cigarettes, taking recreational drugs? And I'm not talking about just taking them every once in a while or drinking every once in a while. I mean, completely cutting it out and just saying goodbye. This is not me anymore. Uh, are you ready to give away all of those harming foods that caused all of this stuff to go on inside of you in the first place? And what are those harming foods? If you don't know, get informed. Understand exactly what they are. Understand exactly why you have excess fat on your body. And it's not what you think, right? You could be eating things that you think are healthy and you still have these problems. You still have skin issues. You still have headaches. Everything is a symptom of something going wrong in your body, right? So if you're getting headaches, it's not just because just EMF, right? Yeah, we all get affected by EMF. It's not just that. There's something deeper going on that is making you become sensitive to these things. The stronger your body is, the stronger your energetic field is as well. And I know that seems really subjective, but the more immune to these things you're going to be. And I've noticed this shift in myself is that I've stopped being less susceptible to things that I used to be really sensitive to as well, in terms of EMF or just other things like that. Or even like I can actually sense that I'm more sensitive to, just not sensitive to things, but I can feel things a lot more in terms of like energies and stuff like that. So that's one sensitivity thing. It's a kind of heightened something. So it will reduce sensitivities in areas, but then it will also heighten things in other areas in a good way. So you need to think about all of these things that are causing you damage. Understand what the harming foods are. And they're primarily mucus forming foods that are going to create that paste in your bowel that then accumulates and causes that excess mucus to build. And you've all seen my videos, I'm sure, and pictures of mucoid plaque coming out, which thankfully seems to have stopped. But yeah, what's causing that? Try to understand. And if you are going to do the fast, are you going to go back to that lifestyle where you're just going to put those harming things back into your body? So yeah, and I'm not saying we should make mistakes and maybe fall off the wagon and come back, but this is just me being brutally honest. So you start asking yourself these questions, and what do you really want to do? What do you really want to achieve? So anyway, that's just that part. I think also I just wanted to touch on me and what I'm going to do continuing forward. It is day 72. And as I said, I'm starting to feel really good again. Still looking a little bit tired and drawn out. But that's fine because I feel amazing and it's not about what's going on out here for me at the moment. It's what's going on in here. I'm going to keep going. I did that in my update, my little post update that I did. I am still getting waste come out. So I'm just going to go with it. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll go for, but I might go for 108 days. That used to be the old benchmark for this particular fasting protocol. And there is a guy that I know, his name is Andy, and he did this fast for 109 days, completely healed himself of Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. He had, from what I recall, severe anxiety and depression as well. And he's completely healed himself of those using this fasting method. So that's just another testimony to how amazing this system is as a complete healing system and lifestyle. So yeah, I am thinking I might go to 108 days now. I think it feels achievable to me given how good I'm feeling over the last couple of days. And that's what I was starting to think that I wanted to do. Like I didn't really have any specific time frame as to what I wanted to achieve, but I think that now I can push through to the 108 days and then I will transition onto the post-fast protocol, which is another thing I'd like to mention, which is also very super important. It's actually more important than the fast itself, is how to break the fast. And a lot of people will just fall off the wagon and just start eating all these really injurious foods again, and can actually cause themselves damage. So it's really super important that we break the fast in a safe way. And this is something that I'm learning and familiarizing myself, because apparently it is quite an emotional process as well once you start eating again, because we haven't eaten for an extended period of time. If you're doing this long fast where you're not eating at all, uh, and it can be, yeah, quite a roller coaster. So I'm just mentally and emotionally preparing myself for that, understanding what I can and can't eat exactly post fast, and that looks like a very strict diet. So the first week I'll be simply eating purely just fruits, and it'll be within a small eating window, and I'll still be following the protocol, mm, you know, for other periods of time. And so I'm just trying to play with this angle with the lighting. It seems like the clouds have come over and it's just causing a little bit of, yeah, deflection. Uh, so yeah, breaking the fast, super important. It's probably more important than, and I probably haven't stressed this enough previously, but that is by far one of the most important things, is how to break it. And then the post fast actually goes for I can't exactly remember if it's like the same amount of days that you've fasted or double. So if I'm doing 108 days, think about how long I'm going to be following that post fast protocol. So you can see how it is more of a lifestyle change. Especially if you're doing this long liquid fasting, you're not just going to just do your fast and then just go back into normal living. So that's just something to consider also. Uh, but I think that's all I really wanted to cover in this video. Post fast, yes. Think about your why. That's really super important, guys. I would just really get serious with yourself. Be completely honest with yourself. If this is something, do I want to commit to myself? Do I want to heal myself at that deeper level? Or do I just want to keep going the way that I am? And and I could be being a little bit harsh here, but yeah, that's just the way that I'm going to leave it. Definitely, if you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, I'm not quite sure, like, just stop questioning yourself. Maybe experiment with a lower level of the fast and see how far you want to take it. But I can definitely see how a lot of people would just especially in society today. Society makes it very hard for us. Well, not hard, but just our lives are designed around eating. This is another thing that I've reflected on. Everywhere I look, there are these restaurants which are basically selling these foods that are poisonous to our system, even the healthy ones. It's actually quite confronting when, I live in Burleigh Heads in Queensland, Australia, and there's heaps of restaurants everywhere. What I considered amazing and beautiful restaurants prior to doing this fast. And you just look at how many restaurants are around everywhere and what they're serving. And then it's actually no surprise that society is walking around sick and unhealthy. Pretty much everyone. Everyone who's eating at these restaurants, everyone who's eating these foods, we've all got this waste and we've all got these parasites, even if you think you're healthy. Even if you just think, I'm just going to eat this pizza every once in a while. Yeah, it doesn't take much. So, something to think about. It definitely trips me out still. Everywhere I go, I'm like, wow,